Alright, this is Chelsea's best starting 11 for next season. Now, there's a few things we need to take into account here. One, which signings are going to come in, i.e. Osimhen, Gyökeres, whoever, whatever. We need to know these informations. And two, what formation are we playing? Now, this obviously depends on the players we have. Going back to number one, like, do we have a competent striker? Do we have multiple cams? Like, what are we doing here, right? Are we playing a 5-back? It all depends. So I can't sit here and really tell you what's best for Chelsea because I don't know. I can't tell. But what I can do is take into account the players we have now and, let's say an Osimhen is joining us, right? Now let's talk about it. Now, first and foremost, let's decide the formation. For me, there's only two formations that I want to see us playing because the one we're playing now it's working well. I mean, look, our form since December, it's been fantastic. We've been the third best team in the Premier League. That's high praise. We've been better than Liverpool, and they're in a title race. If we keep up this form, forget about the players incoming, mate. We could challenge for the title next season. That's how good we've been. It's insane. And then look, hopefully we do get a competent striker, add an Osimhen in. What are we going to be doing next season? It's exciting, to be honest with you. And we're not even taking in the account of the injuries that are going to obviously improve because it can't get worse than the last 2 seasons, touch wood. Like, come on. But look, like I was saying, two formations. The one we're playing, which is a 4-2-3-1, right? Poch's main tactic that he always plays everywhere. I don't know why he was so hesitant to play this until now, but look, Cole Palmer in the cam, Madueke and Mudryk on the left, Jackson up top. It's working well. Obviously, with Enzo out, another key topic I want to talk about today because a lot of Chelsea fans are saying that Enzo is shite. Now, obviously, I want to hear your opinions on that. Is Enzo good? Do you like him? Do you rate him? Me personally, I rate him a lot, honestly. I don't think he's a flop. I think this season he's actually been solid. He's been actually arguably good. If you look at the performances overall, the statistics, everything important, you can see that he's actually good, right? Now, with that in mind, with Enzo, we've seen with the formation we have now with Gallagher and Caicedo in the double pivot, it's been much more better for the team and our win percentage. So I can't really sit here and tell you that having Enzo in our team is better for the club. I can't say that right now because I have no evidence. But what I will say is when Enzo has never played in the new tactic that we're playing in the double pivot with no Gallagher in, right? So obviously Cole Palmer and Cam, Enzo and Caicedo. We've not even seen that this season. So how can you go on and say that Enzo's shite, you know what I mean? And Conor Gallagher's better. He might be. Conor Gallagher might be better in the double pivot with Caicedo. But if we don't give Enzo a chance to prove that he's better in the double pivot with Caicedo, and obviously a Cam ahead of him, then, you know what I mean? It's just not right, is it? So for all the fans that are literally gutting him and saying that he's terrible and that we should sell him, stop it, mate. Yeah, give him a chance. Like, if we put him back in the squad, right, with Caicedo and play this tactic, this formation, and he's shite, then fair enough, right? The criticisms are, valid. But until that moment, man, you can't, just stab him with all the criticisms, yeah? But regardless, let's talk about the formation again. So, like I said, the 4-2-3-1 that we've seen that's working is successful. So, we should probably keep it, right? That's one option. Two is another exciting one, and it's a 5-back. Now, Poch isn't really... We've not seen a 5-back work well for him in his career so far, but, you know what I mean? It's Chelsea Football Club, mate, yeah? Contrasting to Poch's system, Chelsea in the 5-back is... It's like this, mate, all right? We won a Champions League with it. Now, look, hear me out. How this 5-back would work is obviously we'd have Reece James as the right-sided centre-back. Obviously, Malagusta and Reece James, they're both fantastic. When we're facing a top squad like City, Arsenal, Villa, one of those big clubs, right? I want to be playing both of them realistically. They're both fantastic. And the best way to get, to squeeze all of the ability out of both of them is that, I think. Having Reece James in the midfield, I'm not sure how well that would work, right? Obviously, I'm sure it would work well. It's Reece James we're talking about here, mate. World class, right? But having him as a right-sided centre-back isn't a bad shout either. I mean, look, as a right-sided centre-back, he can underlap, overlap with gusto. Like, there's a lot of things you can do here, which is actually very exciting. But look, regardless, fill it out, yeah? Levi Colwill, Fofana or Chalobah, and then Reece James as the three centre-backs. Gusto, Chilwell or Cucurella. Probably Cucurella with the fantastic form he's in right now. Caicedo, Enzo, or Caicedo and Gallagher, whatever pivot you want. And then that leaves 3 positions available up top. Striker and 2 cams, or 2 wingers, or, whatever. Kind of what we saw with the Havertz and Werner thing in the past, right? Cole Palmer is obviously the one that is playing on the right? So that's a right side, that's the right cam. The left cam, Christopher Nkunku. Or if you want a bit more directness from one of your cams, Mudryk or Sterling or whatever we have available, right? Or Jackson even, you know what I mean? And then up top, we'd have Osimhen. Or if we can't afford Osimhen or Gyökeres or whatever, clinical striker up top, we have Jackson to play there, which isn't the best, I'll admit. I don't really want him to be the long-term option for us, but it's not bad. It's not bad. We'd have a bit of Jackson up top, right? Because we've had Jackson up top since December, and we're doing great, right? So, look, the 5-back formation is a bit of a experimental one. Do we want to risk it? Do we want to try it out, or would we just have Reece James, as just one of 2 centre backs, or as one of the midfield 3? I'm not sure, honestly. It's not my problem, to be honest with you. Let's just see what happens. But what would you guys prefer? Would you guys want to see this 5-back formation, or any formation with Reece James and Gusto involved, or would you just run what we have right now? Have Gusto and Reece James fighting for the position, occasionally have them playing together or whatever, like what we saw with Nottingham Forest in the game where we won. Obviously, we saw the effect that had, didn't it? Fantastic. But look, let's not go chase fairies and kings, right? Let's not talk about this 5-back formation until we have evidence that, states that it's actually going to happen. Let's focus on the formation that we are playing and having Osimhen here. My starting 11, right, in the 4-2-3-1, that I think is on paper fantastic, and even I'd go as far to say that in the game would just dominate teams, right? I'm gonna have let's start with the goalkeeper, right? Petrovic, not the best goalkeeper, but definitely not the worst keeper. He's good, better than Sanchez probably. Long term, I'd maybe want to see a better goalkeeper, or Petrovic. Just let's see how he develops. But right now, I'm chilling. He's great. He's good. I'd rather have someone a little better with his feet, but I'm not picky because Petrovic isn't bad at all. He's not bad at all. Goalkeeper, right? Now, the two centre backs. This is a hard one. We have a lot of centre backs, right? Assuming Chalobah is going to stay, we have Fofana, Disasi, Levi Colwill, and Badiashile. Those are 4 centre backs that really should be good. At least 2 of them, right? In my opinion, long term, especially, I think Levi Colwill and Fofana is the way future is the future. Personally, that's what I'd play. Obviously, have Fofana in and out there. Obviously, we don't know how good he's gonna be after this ACL. We're just gonna have to wait and see, right? Having the Sassy, Badiashile, and Chalobah, rotating in that right-sided centre-back formation is good, because for me, right, that left centre-back position is Levi Colwill's for the next 20 years. I said it. Honestly, I think Levi Colwill was going to be a John Terry-esque, player. Not in terms of ability. I don't think Colwill, he could be, but there's no evidence to say that he's going to be on that level of, legendary centre-backs. But as right now, very talented, very young, very good with his feet. And I think in terms of loyalty to the club, constantly performing at a high level every season, I think he's one of those players. And I'd love to have him at the left centre-back possibly a future captain, vice captain, maybe at least. Well, let's see. Let's see. But moving on to the wing backs now. Okay. Now this is where the hard decision comes. If we do play the 4-2-3-1, if Reece James is able to stay fit consistently again, at least 28 games, for example, per season, then I might consider putting Gusto at left back and Reece James at right back. Maybe. Or I'll just have, two good right backs, interchanging at times. Maybe play Gusto at left back at sometimes. Maybe switch it around and have Cucurella or Chilwell on the left back. And yeah, simple as that. Again, we have to wait and see how consistently can we see Reece James fit. How often is he gonna play? Is he finally back? Is the world class Reece James that we all know and love as Chelsea fans, is he back? Let's wait and find out. But now the midfield. For me, like I said, double pivot, right? There's 3 players to choose from here, in my opinion. Reece James, maybe. Up to you. Depends if you want to have him in there. But personally, for me, look, Enzo, Gallagher, Caicedo, all 3 of them, for me, are very good players. And I think all 3 of them are Champions League level. So, I don't think we need that 4th midfielder in the double pivot fight. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, one of these midfielders that are brilliant, all 3 of them are brilliant, one of them is going to have to sit on the bench. And I don't want that to be Enzo or Caicedo. So for me, I'd put Gallagher on the bench, have some energy, interchange them, come on at the 60th minute, half-time sometimes, bring on energy and a bit of more defensive actions and stuff, win the ball more for us. But as on a regular basis, I want to see Enzo and Caicedo in the double pivot. For me, that's the best double pivot we got, and I think it works fantastically. All the footballing experts say that this double pivot is supposed to be the best in the world, right? There's no double pivot supposedly better than this in terms of 2 players of, abilities that kind of decorate on each other, right? They match, right? They complete a midfield by themselves. They don't need a 3rd midfielder. But obviously, Cole Palmer as the cam. Simple. Actually, you could have Nkunku at the cam. I think Cole Palmer and Nkunku, 2 players that will, you want to see in pre-season or something, see how it works out, both of them. And obviously, Cole Palmer on the right wing, and then Nkunku in the middle, and maybe Mudryk on the left, or someone on top, or even Jackson on the left, Listen, I love the club, man. I think all the players we have, I like them. And we're not in a position like 8th or 9th or 10th or 11th or 12th anymore, where I would look at the team and say, I love this team. And then, I look at them and say, but we're still shit, And obviously, now I actually have evidence to back up why I like the team, why we have ability. For half of the season, we are the 3rd best team in the Premier League. That's huge. It's massive. And that's not a false stat, by the way. Statistically, we've accumulated the 3rd most points after Arsenal and Man City. Like, it's a big accomplishment. And it shows that our team is very good. We just need to keep this consistency from the beginning. And with players like Lavia returning, oh my God, I forgot. That's another midfielder for the midfield, as an option. So, we honestly are stacked. Oh, Chukwuemeka. That's another cam option, But for me, listen, final front 4. Cole Palmer in the middle. Madueke on the right. Nkunku on the left. Osimhen up top. Or, let's say one of those players are injured, very easily you can switch that, mate. Cole Palmer on the right. Nkunku in the middle. Or Chukwuemeka. On the left, you have Mudryk. And you have Jackson. Up top, you have Osimhen. Let's say Osimhen gets injured, or Gyökeres, or whatever. Jackson. Or let's say Jackson gets injured, and we don't buy Osimhen. We have Nkunku up top, It's not bad. We have a lot of options, honestly. But for me, that is Chelsea's best starting 11. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. What is your best starting 11? Let me know. I'll talk to you guys in the comments. Just comment and we can have a conversation going on there. if you want to talk to me. Honestly, mate, I love the club and we have something beautiful going on here. And as for Poch, right now I'm Poching. Like I said, the form doesn't lie. Half of the season we've been the third best team. For me, that's enough to, say, Poch, you keep your drum beat. Until Poch does another terrible season, or even, let's say by January, Poch has us in 7th or something, which is not that bad actually, but, raise the standards now that we have more form going on. That's the standards now, yeah, honestly. I think top 4 is something that Chelsea must achieve. Or if not, at least 5. And obviously qualify through the coefficiency spot for the Champions League and get Champions League football for next season. That is, for me, the minimum. And let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. I'll see you all next week. Thank you for watching.